I don't actually have a problem with Ford products. The problem I have are Ford owners. More times than not, it's the owner, not the car itself. So there you have it on that. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do an update video today. I've got a lot going on behind the scenes, and I wanted to address some of those things, release some information about some of those things, and I also wanted to address a few comments that I've gotten on a couple of my videos that seem to be a recurring theme with some of those comments. So first, I got an update on my 2022 Dodge Challenger Hellcat Redeye jailbreak order. My local Dodge dealer that I dealt with for that order didn't have an allocation for first quarter. My order has been processed and it's prepared for scheduling, but my local Dodge dealer has to have an allocation in order for that order to be built, and I was told that they did not have a first quarter allocation. Second quarter starts April 1st. I should have an update sometime in early April about my jailbreak order. I was told to expect my car sometime around summertime. I'm not in a big hurry for the car. It'll get here when it gets here. I'm looking forward to it, but it's not one of those things where usually I'm so impatient. So we're looking at sometime around the summer before my car gets here. If it comes earlier, it comes earlier, but I was told not to expect any kind of update at all until around April, and then the car sometime in the summertime. The next thing I wanted to address was a handful of comments I received on my last video where I went to CarMax to look at the Shelby GT500. For the first time, I got a couple people who accused me of clickbait, and I don't think that the reading comprehension is strong with some folks. I posed the question, should I cancel my jailbreak order and buy this 2021 Shelby GT500? The title of the video says canceling my jailbreak order and buying this 22 Shelby GT500 with a question mark. That means I'm posing a question. When you do these videos, they only give you so many characters to title your video, and the original title was going to be, should I cancel my jailbreak Challenger and buy this Shelby GT500, or some sort of variation on that, but I was over the character limit, so I had to eliminate as much as I could and still pose the question, should I cancel my order and buy the Shelby GT500? I didn't think at the time that I would cancel my order, but I wanted to see. I wanted to keep an open mind, and I did like that car a lot more than I thought I would. I liked it quite a bit, but I found the interior was really dated. I also found that it's extremely small. You get maybe one passenger in that car. If you expect to use that back seat even for children, you're not. One of the reasons why I like Mopar products as much as I do, the Charger and the Challenger, both, you can seat 5 without problem. Like, I can put my wife, my 2 boys, and my daughter in the back seat with no problem. I can seat 5 in my Charger or any of the Challengers I've driven without issue. The Camaro, the Mustang, you can't fit more than just a front seat passenger. If you try to put somebody in the back, somebody's going to be unhappy. So I posed the question, and a lot of people said it was clickbait, but you got to read the title. You got to look at it. There's a question mark there. I didn't say that I was canceling. I didn't make the statement that I was canceling my order. I posed the question, and I answered the question. I did not cancel my jailbreak order. I did like that car more than I thought I would. I don't actually have even though I make Ford jokes, I don't actually have a problem with Ford products. The problem I have are Ford owners. More times than not, it's the owner, not the car itself. So there you have it on that. The next thing I wanted to address, I had a lot of people from the video that I did about my experience buying my Hellcat Durango. A lot of people said, why don't you just walk away from the deal, take your money back, and go find another one. That's just not possible right now. If you come across the Hellcat Durango and you're in the market for buying one, you better snap it up while you can, because they're not building these cars anymore. I probably got one of the last ones available. I looked on Car Gurus and Auto Trader, and most of the Hellcat Durangos still available are marked up significantly above MSRP. I paid 85 grand for my Durango, and I didn't pay any markups. I had to take the opportunity that I had. I had to eat a little bit of crow. I didn't want to, I didn't want to lose the opportunity to buy the car. And I can admit it when I'm wrong. As it turned out, I was wrong about the value of my SRT Durango. They still have it. They still have my SRT Durango for sale. The dealership still has it, and they haven't sold it yet. And we're about a month away. We're about a month out from having traded that car in. It's still sitting out on the lot. So actually, if you're looking for an SRT Durango, I know someone who has one, so that car's still available. But yeah, I wasn't going to walk away from the deal. Sometimes you just have to, you know, in business, you grit your teeth and you bear it. Walk away and go find another one and potentially pay more, or potentially not buy one at all. You know, I wasn't going to do that. You know, I have pride, and I'm stubborn, but I'm going to make sure that I get what I want. And I'm gonna make sure that I do what it takes to do that, even if it means I have to do business with someone who pissed me off. And again, I don't have any hard feelings towards that dealership. I've done a ton of business with that dealership over the years. I just thought it was a little heavy-handed, you know, the tactics that were used to say, hey, if you don't buy it, somebody else will. It's like, you know, you can't give me any better loyalty than that. I'm not asking for anything extra, but I'm also not going to walk away from the deal. I've done business with people who treated me worse and made money off of them. So, you know, it is what it is. I've got a couple of new business ventures that I'm working on behind the scenes. I'm not going to announce any of that stuff yet. But I said in one of my earlier videos that my goals for the year were to own a Charger, a Challenger, the Durango, and a TRX all at the same time. The Hellcat versions of all of those four at the same time. That's going to be difficult to do, but I already own two of the four, and I have a third on order. Now, I understood at the beginning of the year that I would probably have to give up the Charger to get the Jailbreak, but the more I thought about it, you know, not being able to afford to own 3 or 4 of those cars, I don't want to accept that I can't afford it. So I'm looking at new revenue streams. I'm going to go out and make the money to afford it. I don't accept that I just can't afford it. So I'll go out and make more money. My business does well, and I live comfortably. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm fortunate. I'm very fortunate, and I'm appreciative of the things that I have. But one of the things about me is I grew up with nothing, and as I've become older, I refuse to accept that I can't afford something. So if I have to make a decision, do I want the Charger or the Challenger? Do I want the Durango or the T-Rex? If I can find a way, I'm going to find a way. And so I've dabbled in a couple of passive income streams, some things that I'm working on behind the scenes, and I'll bring that stuff to the channel as it becomes more successful. But in the infancy stages, I'm just going to keep it to myself. But yeah, I want all four. And as such, I don't want to have to give up one to get the other. And the only way that I'm going to be able to own all four is to continue to grow the YouTube channel and dabble in other revenue streams. My business is my business. It takes care of my family, but I don't want to keep pulling money from my business to afford these cars that I don't necessarily need. These cars are a luxury. They're not a necessity. I could drive a cheaper car and be perfectly content and happy, but I could also work harder. And I could also say that I have more time in the day. I have things that I can do to generate more revenue, and I have side hustles that I can use to pay for these cars. Man, that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to have to give up one for the other, so I'm going to figure out a way to get all four. And it's still February. We're still early in the year, and I have irons in the fire, so we're gonna keep it moving. Originally, I was going to chase a T-Rex, and we bought the Durango. And I was still looking for a T-Rex, and then we were going to wait on my Jailbreak order, and the Charger would be the last shoe to drop. And then I got to thinking, I hadn't driven my Charger in several weeks, and then I got back in my Charger and started driving it again, and I was like, hey, I don't want to have to give this car up. So now we're at the point where we have the Charger, we have the Durango. I haven't been able to find a T-Rex, and I called my Dodge dealer, and they don't have any prospects on getting one anytime soon. So I started looking at other trucks. I found a couple of Bighorns that I liked, and I need a truck, for some of the things that I want to do behind the scenes and for everyday use, and of course when summertime comes to go fishing. So we're going to probably rearrange the goal a little bit for my goals for this year. We're probably going to put the T-Rex on the back burner until later this year, unless one presents itself. And we're going to try to make it to where we can keep the Charger, get the Durango, then get the Jailbreak, and then put the T-Rex at the very end of the goals. We're just going to, shuffle those around a little bit. In the meantime, I'm probably going to buy 1,500, for fishing and for some of the other things that I want to do behind the scenes. So we're just kind of shuffling the cards a little bit. And that brings me to the final thing that we're going to talk about in this video. So I bought my 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat wide body about 9 months ago. I had sold my Hellcat Durango to buy a TRX that fell through. The truck sold before I could get to it, and I knew then that I needed something to drive, and that the Hellcat presented itself. And it is a 50th anniversary edition. Only 501 of them were made. And so I paid $87,000 for the car, and I knew then that I had overpaid. I knew that I would probably lose a little bit of money. I didn't feel like that car was going to hold that much value long term. But you know, I used the profit from the Hellcat Durango sale to put down on that Charger, so I wasn't really worried about it. It was money that I didn't expect to have anyway, and it was, you know, easy profit from selling the Hellcat Durango. I literally did nothing to make that money, no effort whatsoever. So I put it down towards the Charger. So I, you know, $87,000 car, put 15 grand down, financed a little over 75 with the, you know, taxes and stuff like that. And currently I owe about 69 grand on the car. So my objective was to keep it instead of having to sell it when the jailbreak came in. And then something popped up as I was looking for a T-Rex a few days ago, and I've already went down and I've already filmed some footage. I found a 2021 Dodge Charger Hellcat Redeye and Smoke Show, which is like it's like a muddier version of Destroyer Gray. It is a Redeye, and I've always wanted a Redeye. I've never even driven a Redeye, and I want to see the difference between the Redeye and the standard Hellcat. I want to see, you know, feel the difference on how the car drives. It has presented itself. So I've made a decision that I'm going to buy that car if a couple of things fall in place first. Now, it's not as easy as just going down and buying the car, because I'm going to have to sell my car in order to buy that one. And it's going to be a matter of, can I sell my car before that one sells? Now, I don't think anyone's going to rush down and pick the car up. It's an expensive car, and usually the more expensive the car, the harder they are to sell in the city that I live in. And if somebody sees this video and buys it, you know, more power to you. I'm not in the biggest hurry to pick it up, but you know, we're going to make the effort. I'm going to put my car up for sale. I'm going to put my Daytona Hellcat up for sale. My local Dodge dealer only offered $70 for it, and we're not going to go through that whole song and dance again with the griping about what they're going to offer me. They're never going to go up to what I need to get out of the car in order to buy the Redeye. So we're going to put my car up for sale on Car Gurus, and we're going to put it up for sale on Auto Trader for $79,000. That is a firm price. If I don't get $79,000 for the car, I'm not going to sell it at all. I don't know that I'd want to, you know, take less and just to go get the Redeye. So if I can clear 79 grand on the car, then obviously I would sell it and go pick up the Redeye. That's something that I'll do. If it doesn't sell for that much, then I'll keep it and forget about the Redeye. This is not a necessity for me. It's not something that I'm just itching to do, but I'll do it. You know, if the cards fall in place, I'll sell my car in time, then I'll take the money from the sale, pay it off. I'll pocket the $9,000-$10,000 that I have left over, and I'll go put that down on the Redeye. So, and obviously, anytime I buy any vehicle, I'm going to add the extended warranty. I like the comfort of knowing that if my car breaks down, I'm not going to have to walk. So that's just it. I've driven some real beaters in my day, and never again will I, you know, turn that key and not have some kind of assistance coming if it doesn't start. So those are the updates. If you want to buy my car, 79 grand is what it's going to take. It will be up for sale on Car Gurus and Auto Trader later this week. And if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. I know that I've looked, and the Daytona Hellcats average between 79,000 and 85,000, and I'm going on the low end. I'll take the 79K, which is cheaper than any other one that I found, and move on. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But 79 to 85K is what they're averaging for a 2020 Daytona edition Hellcat. There's only 501 in the world that were built. I'm sure some of those have been wrecked. 125 in black, and mine is in the black. Again, I'm fairly certain at least 20 of those have been wrecked. So, you know, you're going to have one of less than 500 if you decide you want to buy the car. Chances are a dealer will see it and scoop it up, and if it sells in time, then obviously we'll be talking about a Redeye coming to the channel very soon. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified for all the videos. I appreciate you guys watching, and y'all take it easy.